CrunchyMonster.com, and today I'm going to share with y'all one of my mama's favorite recipes for naengmyeon. It's chewy noodles in an icy beef broth. I want to begin by creating my beef broth. In order to do that, I want to infuse my cold filtered water with some pieces of kelp, some pieces of garlic, and some brisket. And to fortify that beef broth flavor, I want to bump it up with some richness of some beef bones, which will really impart a really nice full beef rich flavor. And some onions if you have it, and boil this for about 2 hours, skimming off any excess foam. I'll show you how to do that too. So my broth has been bubbling together, and you may or may not have some foam that rises to the top. Sorry, it's so steamy. And what you want to do is just kind of skim it off, and you'll find little bubbles of oil. You can leave that on for extra flavor if you'd like. And also there may be some things that kind of gather on the side that you want to skim off as well. After about 2 hours and you've brewed your broth together, you can drain everything. And to catch the beef and the kelp and the garlic and all that good stuff, I have a strainer. And it'll also catch any of the foam or the skimming that you didn't get to. Just do that and set it aside. You're going to use that beef brisket, so don't throw it away. Set this aside, and you want to stir in your flavorings, which is soy, rice vinegar, and sugar. And you want to give it a nice stir and store this in your refrigerator, or your freezer rather, so it gets nice and icy. And if you don't have time to do that, you can just let it cool off and put ice cubes in it. But I'm going to pop it in there as long as I can possibly stand it before I'm getting hungry and I have to eat. While my broth is chilling, I also wanted to talk about my other components to my naengmyeon. So I have some noodles. These are buckwheat made for naengmyeon, so they're chewy and nice and thick. And I'm not partial to this brand, it's just what was available at my store, but I just wanted to show you what they looked like. And then I have some eggs that I'm going to hard boil. And a trick to making perfect eggs without, when you slice into them, that really unattractive green ring is for you to start off with cold water and completely submerge the eggs into the water where they're completely covered. And then when they come to a rapid boil, as soon as they reach that point, you want to literally at that point clamp the lid on and turn off the heat and let it cool down to room temperature. So to that, I'm going to also add in my Korean pear, some cucumbers, some kimchi of course, and some of that brisket we made to create the broth. I've just cooked off my noodles and I rinsed them so it doesn't get all mushy and it retains that chewy texture that's so special about naengmyeon. And then I'm going to pour over my cold chilled broth, and if you're impatient like me, there's some ice cubes standing by to make it further chill. Just like that. And then I want to layer and place everything on top of my naengmyeon. Some Asian pear, some of my brisket, some of my cucumbers, an egg, and look at how perfectly cooked my eggs are. And then maybe some kimchi on this side. And like I said, some ice cubes if you were impatient and greedy like I was. Now, you may be wondering, why in the world would I spend like 5 hours onwards to make this broth and chill it in the freezer? Because it is so worth it. There's a reason this is one of my mama's favorite dishes. I think I'm gonna go in there and be a polite lady and sip on the broth first and see how that tastes, because that's what really makes this. That is so refreshing. You get a little bit of vibrancy and tartness from the rice vinegar. And it's got a little hit of sweetness. It's very savory from all that time you blended and layered all those ingredients together to create that nice broth. Get some of those noodles. It's a bowl of heaven. There are so many different textures and flavors going on. It's just a burst of lots of different things going on. On a super hot day like today, it is so perfect. It cools you down instantly. It's nourishing, it's satisfying, it's surprisingly hearty. I so hope you guys give this a try. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. This is the Squishy Monster, and I'll see you guys very soon.